Hello, my name is Peti Semyonova and today I'll be talking to you about toxic leadership. As you can see on the slide, I'll be going over some of the background of toxic leadership, then three major resources that I use. Then I'll explain a real life example and how I could have fixed it. Lastly, I'll provide a brief summary. As you can see on the slide, toxic leaders tend to be self-centered and they're not thinking about the big picture of the team. The most common place to see a toxic leadership is in the military and military-style families. The high stress from yelling and strict orders can create mental damage and in some cases even cause PTSD. Identifying toxic leadership and building worker resilience was a journal that focused on how someone becomes a toxic leader and how to fix the toxic situations. When leaders are unwilling to listen to other people, it creates a toxic situation. If people don't have their ideas heard, they feel improvement and confused. Once the situation is toxic, it is important to create ways to protect yourself from stress that comes with toxic leadership. When everyone at the company has developed their thick skin, they'll be able to start changing the businesses. As you can see on the other slide, employee silence as a mediator in the relationship between toxic leadership will be the second journal that focused on how toxic leadership affects performance. They break it down into two different results: employee silence and negative performance. A toxic environment can create silence among the workers. It makes the people less willing to bring up issues that they are having. This creates a situation where the employees become less productive. It can also directly affect productivity because a person's emotional state might change due to the leader's actions. As you can see on the next slide, relationship between toxic leadership and job stress of knowledge workers was the third journal that focused on how toxic leadership affects stress in the work environment and the impact of the stress in the work environment. Many factors may cause job stress, but the one with the largest impact is poor communication between workers and managers. That is why it is important that the leader and manager does not create a stressful situation. The journal found that stress was directly related on how productive a person was. So the next slide shows that there is an example at my work that there is a toxic work environment with another team. Stress has been building up for the last few months that will only continue to grow as the situation does not get resolved. There is a manager that has been doing a lot of talking about what needs to be done, but never producing any results that would directly impact the situation. Often he delegates his responsibilities to his employees, meaning they have more work than they should. On the next slide, the major problem is the situation is that the manager does not seem competent enough to do his job. The lack of responsibility by the manager increases the workload of their employees, which in return creates a stressful environment. When trust begins to dissolve, the entire team will begin to struggle to reach out to people and will begin to be silent as previously mentioned. If I was in the situation of the manager, there are a few different things that I would be asked to fix the current problem. The first thing, I would focus on making sure that I was capable to do requested positions. Doing my own job would not build confidence with the other employees, but it would also reduce the workload of other people. I would also work to rebuild the relationship between other members to ensure that there was trust between the workers and the management team. From a Christian worldview perspective, there are a few concepts that are different than the other people. We believe in equity, being humble, and having faith. As a manager, it is important to have these qualities. Equality to show respect among all of those followers and show that they all have a purpose. Humble to show that you are not better than any single person even if you have a high level position or a higher education. Faith to believe that God will always give advice when you are in need of it most. To conclude, as you can see on the slide, to conclude, toxic management creates a destructive and dangerous work environment, but through hard work and determination, that environment can be fixed. Thank you for listening and have a great day.